repo and the owner repo together. That's the .git online and the .git locally. You understand? That's what it does. Now, the next thing I will be doing is what? Git push. Now, Git push is like the final thing that happens before your files move from where? From your local folder to your online folder. That's what happens. Now, all you have to do is what? Copy this. Now, it can be main, it can be master. I'll explain what main and master means later. I'll explain what branches are also. But first, I need to understand that you understand this. Now, if I say git push, what happens? Copy it and paste it here. If I say git push -u origin main, now there's going to be an error. But just a moment. Just try git push. You know what? Just write git push. Don't do anything. Git push. All you have to do is come here, come to your VS Code. Is everyone here? Come to your VS Code and write git push, then hit enter. Then see what's going to happen. It's going to tell you that there is an error. Let me know if you've gotten this. Did you get this? You got this error? Good. Now this brings me to my next topic. Before I go into git push, I'm going to explain what branches are to you. Now, with this, I need everyone's 100% attention because we're not going to be writing code for at least the next 30 minutes or 20 minutes. I need to explain to you what branches are. Now, in Git, in programming generally, I need you to see your project as a tree. When I say a tree, I'm talking about normal tree, mango, orange, pineapple. Does it? Pineapple doesn't have tree. Apple doesn't. So, is it apple? I think apple has a tree. Okay, just a tree. Even apple somehow is a tree because it also has branches. Yes, I understand that it's not tall, but it's still a tree. But let's leave it. It's a what? It's crop. Thank you very much for enlightening me. So it's crop, Abu. Shrub. All right. What's a shrub? It does not grow from the ground. Okay. Thank you very much. But it has branches too. Or what do they call their? Okay. They don't sit as shrubs. Okay. Thank you very much. All right. So we're talking about apples, right? Apples have trees. Am I? All right. Good. Now, I need you to see your project as a developer as trees. Now, why are they trees? Because they have several branches. Why do they have branches? Branches are features. You understand? So, for instance, your Facebook ad, I'm only using Facebook. Let me use something more recent. Instagram has how many features? A lot of features. You can like, you can share, you can comment, you can post on your story. You can repost that. Good. You can do all of those things. That's a what? That's a feature. Now, but you notice that those features did not come once. Some of those features they were built over time, over years. You understand? Remember Instagram then? Instagram then was just a like and comment, right? A like in 2016, 2015, like and comment. But over time, it's moved from just liking and comment, from just posting pictures and pictures to what? Uploading stories, right? Move towards sharing. You now have share, but you cannot even share to your WhatsApp status, isn't it? Now, that is what features. That's basically what branches are. Branches are saying that, okay, if I want to have a feature on my application, I need to create the what? A branch for that feature. And why do you have that? You need to have that because you don't want to have like a congested application, or you don't want to be confused while building your application. Right? So you now need to have several branches for each feature. I hope everybody is following. Are you following, please? Now that is why you have branches. Now, Git now enables you what? Allows you create a branch for each feature. Do you understand? That's what Git does for you. It now enables you what? Create a branch. So if you have a particular branch, you cannot create a branch for that feature. If you have another branch, you can say, let's say, for instance, you are building an e-commerce website. When we say e-commerce, we are saying a platform where people buy and sell. So, not just buy, people sell. Yes, so you can buy and sell, yeah, buy and sell. So, for instance, Jumia can buy, Gigi you can buy and sell, right? On Gigi you can buy and sell. It's also an e-commerce platform. That's basically it. Now, let's say you want to create a feature on your own personal e-commerce application. You want to have 4 features. The first feature is that people can sell, Second feature is that people can buy. Third feature is to implement what? Payment integration. That means people should be able to pay on that platform. Then the fourth is that what? You want to like have a like feature. People can like product. So I want to like this product so that I can come back to it and maybe later buy it. You understand? That's like favorite. Now, what you have to do is that you have to create 4 branches. First branch for what? Buying. You buy feature implemented. Second branch for what? Selling. Third branch for what? Liking. Isn't it? Then the fourth branch is for what? Payment integration. Now, as you can see, you have one application, but how many branches? 4. You understand it now? You can also have more branches depending on how many functionalities you want to create on that particular application. That is what it does for you. Enables you to create how many branches? Different branches for just one application. Do you understand what branches are now? Is it clear to you? The more branches. No. You have one code base. That one code base has multiple branches. Code base is what has all your code. That's your repository. That's your code base. The repository that is created, that's a code base. Now, your code base now has multiple branches for features. I just listed out of the features now. Eh? You write code. You write code. What we are saying is, so for instance, you want to work on your buying feature. You write code for the buying. You set a branch for it, and then you push it to GitHub. That's a branch. Now, you have what? Branch for selling. You write code for selling, you push it. You have code for what? Payment integration. You write your code, you push it. That's how it is. Keep writing code and pushing it. Now, you will not be asking, how does everything now come together for like implementation? See, as you've written everything, you have one code base, isn't it? How does everything now come into that one code base? That's where you have your what? Your main or master. Now you have your apple tree, isn't it? You have several branches, but all of them are all what? Rooted to the stem. This stem, that long one, that stem, right? Everything is what's rooted to the stem. The stem is the what? The main branch, where other branches are coming out from. Now that's the major part of your project. So sell feature, buy feature, payment integration, everything is now what connected to the what? To the stem. And that stem is exactly what the users see. You understand? So all of your major projects, major features will all be what rooted to the stem. And that stem is your what is like your main on your project. Is it clear? Is it clear to you? You have a question? Ask your question. I know you have a question. Ask your question. You don't have a question again. Is it because I said I know you have a question? No. Like I can read everybody's faces. Like I know you still have a question. I know. So I want to know. I want to know that was your question. I help others. So please ask. Yeah. Because you create it. So branches are not branches on Git. Yes, I don't need to see Git as a tree, but it's not exactly as a tree. Now your tree grows by themselves, isn't it? For you create it, you grow it yourself. That's how it is. You create your branches yourself. You understand? So that is how you will know the branch for this. Now, branches are not meant to stay. So for instance, I think I'm not sure this is correct. Correctly, if a particular branch like grows fruit, what happens? Once you cut off the fruit, I think that branch dies. Isn't it? I think I've heard something like that before. Or some branch actually dies. But you've seen certain branches that die, right? Some branch just gets cut off, or that's how basically how it is. Now, once you merge the feature of that branch into the stem, what happens to that branch? That branch is no longer useful. Why? It has served its purpose. The purpose is to what? Create payment integration. Once payment integration has been created and has been merged into the what? Into the main, into your stem, that branch is no longer needed. You can delete it, create another branch for another feature. You know what? I just want you to understand the process. You get to understand how branches are being created and deleted data in the. But for now, do you understand what branches are? Do you understand it? That's what I need. If you understand it or you don't understand it, let me know. Is it clear? It's not. So why are you not telling me yes? Okay, you said no also. Okay. Now, let me explain branches again so that everybody understands. Look for the best scenario. Okay. The M. The herb. HERB. Thank you very much. All right. Did you study agriculture? Eh? Okay. All right. So I'm actually thinking about another kind of explanation. You have a question? Yeah. You are building the app, you're also adding new features. Again, everything depends on you. Or sometimes not you. Some you might be a freelancer and your client wants to scale. So what do I mean by scale? Yes, you are like the personal developer of that particular client, right? Now, what do I mean by scale? So for instance, a client wants a basic website, just basic website of e-commerce, buying and selling, right? Later, they want to include new features. Okay, I want to make sure that users can be able to add favorite, a favorite, what's the name, feature. So they can like products and then add it as favorite so that they can come back to it, save later, something like that. Later, you want to add cart. Later, you want to add this, you want to add that. That's scaling. You're adding more and more features by the day. Like that, you will have how many more branches, right? So, and as a developer, it is very, very important that you have multiple branches to your project, depending on how complex your project is. You are building a normal landing page. And which brings me to my main point. Front-end development is not just about landing pages. I know that a lot of us might think, okay, front-end development is just building a normal portfolio website for somebody. Front-end development is more than that. You understand? So that is why you will have multiple what's the name? Multiple features. You understand? Sometimes you might even be building the next Facebook, you don't know. You might be building the next big applications, you don't know. Facebook started with the website, isn't it? Before they moved into applications. You understand? That's how it is. So imagine you are building Facebook then as at 2005. How will you do it? You scale. You have applications that you work on, you have features that you work on. Those features are what? Branches. You understand? So don't just see it as like a small project. See that way. I want to work on big projects. So for the first part, I'm creating a branch for this. Next part, I'm creating a branch for this. Next part, I'm creating a branch for this. How is it clear to you now? You can even have a branch for that. Exactly. Those are different features. One has a different feature from about, isn't it? But that is a very, very, very small branch to create. You can create home, about, and everything on one branch. And there's sometimes that your about and home are very complex that you have to create them on separate branches. You understand? But it is very, very important that whatever feature you are creating, always have a branch for it. Hmm? I just explained it. Your, let me explain it again. Your branch, okay, because of him, I'll explain from the beginning. This is how it is. You have a project, which is your tree. Your tree has several branches. The branches are just features. So, features that you are creating. So, I'm creating my own page. Let me use something that we can understand. I'm creating my own page. I'm creating my about page. I'm creating my contact page. I'm creating a lot of pages. That's what branches, right? So you need to have several branches for what? For one project. Then you cannot bring all of those things that you created into the what? Into the stem, which is your main project. Yes. Yes, in the main. This is how it is. You have your main. Your main is what gets outputted. It is what is as it is what has the finished code. Now, you will not create different branches that okay, you have created home, you've created about, I show you listening. I listening. You have created home, you have created about, you have created contact branches, right? You now merge all of them inside of your word main that has the finished code. Now, you know I talked about conflicts the other time. Do you remember when I talked about conflicts today? Conflicts. Good. So when you now need conflict that I said if you are working on something, probably work on the same good. Now, it's if you now merge everything inside of the same inside of the main, you will now review that okay, are we keeping this code? Are we keeping this code? Then you merge everything together and then you have a finished code. So your main most of the times is that is taking all of the projects from every branch and then what bringing it out to the user to have your finished code. That's where you now have the website. Be a branch, yes. They can be a branch. That's what I'm saying. Or they can be in one branch. There are branches. Everything about your website is a branch. Delete it in the code. If you want to make changes in the code, since you mentioned it in the main, you already have access to all the code. So all you just have to do is create another branch and make changes. Since now this is how it is. So this is the branch. This is your main, isn't it? So I'm adding several things into it. I'm adding several things. Now, this is one branch, this is one branch. Everything is going into it, isn't it? The main will not have the code of this branch. It will, right? So even if you delete this branch, you already have the code there. So all you have to do is what? Go into the main, create another branch to change whatever it is you want to change, and then what? Merge again. That's how it is. So your main has access to all the code. But the reason why you don't move all your codes directly to the main, you can just like you asked, you can just say, okay, why don't you just build on the main? The reason why you don't just build on the main is because you don't want to have. There's sometimes that you make mistakes on your branches. So your branch allows you mistakes. But once you make mistake on your main, your project might be a very big project that you can spoil every single thing on your code base. So your main is the major code base, like you asked, is the major thing. So you don't just want to push anything to your main. You want to first of all review. So there's sometimes that you might work on something, you might work on something, I might work on something, and my own code is probably bad. So once you've merged, once you like pushed, what happens is that what you cannot have time to review. Okay, is your code good? Is your code good? If you have something on your code that can spoil the whole project, you can review and remove it out before attaching to the main. You understand? That's why you need to have branches. That's what branches are good for. So you can have several branches so that whenever you're not merging, you cannot check for what? For errors. Exactly. You now merge in the main. So nobody is touching the main. Everybody is touching. Yes. Yes. No. This is it. You have the main. Just listen. You have the main. You work on your branch. You work on your branch. But you now what? Merge to the main. Now before merging, you've pushed, right? You push before merging. So now you push. You can see all the codes on your main. Now the team lead. So the person leading the team is going to be the one that have access to the main. Okay, it's checking all of everybody's code. This is how it is. Now, you can now what? Merge everything inside of the main, or you can remove the ones that you want to remove and make side of the main. That is how it is done. Merging is the last part. So once you've merged, you give everybody another task. You work on another task. You create another brand for those tasks. You understand? Merge again. That is how it keeps going. Reason and repeat. That's how it keeps going. If you want to make corrections, right, that is why they will sometimes they can review your PR or they can review your what's the name, your pull request or your, don't let me say pull request because it's already going. They can reject your merge. Let me see it like that. Now, why are they rejecting your merge? They are rejecting your merge because probably there's error in your code. Now, if there's no error in your code, they will accept it. But if you now want to make corrections, you have to create another branch. Because why? It is advisable. Now you can say you don't want to delete your branch, but it's advisable to delete every branch after merging. You don't want to have multiple branches. You just want to have your main. So after you delete that branch, you can now create another branch from the main that has already been merged. So you can create multiple branches from that main. No, one. You're not creating 1 minute. You're not creating. That's what I want to answer now. You're not creating a new file. You're not creating a new VS Code project or folder. You still have one contact with HTML, isn't it? Now, one thing that happens is that if you make corrections the first time and you merged, you make corrections the first time and you merged. Now, if you want to make corrections the second time, all you have to do is still create a new branch and still make corrections to the same contact. You're not creating any this thing. Make corrections to the same contact and merge again. You understand? It doesn't matter the amount of branch you created. You only have one contact.html file. Eh? It's just like editing. You understand? But in this case, you are just editing over and over and over. That's it. Now, I just wanted you to get the theory aspects. We'll be moving on to like a more practical aspect of it now. Everybody understands it. Is it clear to you now? It's clear to everybody. Good. Now let us move on. Now, before we move on to Git branch, I'll move on to what? Git push. Now, when I said Git push, what do we have? We have what? It says fatal, which means that fatal means that it killed everything, it absolutely stopped everything. Now, it says current branch master has no upstream branch. To push the current branch to the what? To the remote as upstream, use git push set upstream origin what? Master or main. Master and main means the same thing. Now, what does this mean? It means that what you are trying to do now, it means that on your GitHub, you don't have any branch. You understand? And what did I say? You need to have a branch, at least master branch or the main branch. That all other branches can come out from. And that is what we want you to do. We want you to what? Set a branch first. And what branch are you setting? Master or main. You can call it main, you can call it master. You understand? Now, if you just copy this and you paste it here, what are you going to have? It's going to tell you that what everything has been set, and then what you can now what automatically push it. Now you can see. So branch master set up to track. Now, if I come back to my GitHub and I refresh, you can see that we are going to have every single thing that we have in our code here. That's all. Now, you see why I have to first of all explain branch, so you can understand what branches are. Now we have set our master branch. If you check it out now, can you see what's saying here? One branch. Can you see one branch here? So if I click on this, it's going to show you what? Master. Can you see? Master. Now we have a master branch. Now if you've created other branches will now show here. Okay. Now if you check here, it's going to show what? Branch. If you click on branch, to show what? Master. Now, if you created other branch, let's say you created other branch like home branch, footer branch, all of those things, it should show them under here, right? But once you now merge everything to master and you delete those branches, it will now what? Only be showing master. Why? You deleted those other branches. Yeah? Yes, no show now. Now, one thing about all of these branches is that what? I think you should be showing active branch. Now as you can see active. Can you see active branch? Active branch is going to show that only one branch is actually active. Now, all branch, you know what? I'll get to this. First of all, just understand what master is. Now, we only have one branch, which is what master. Out of this master, you can now have other branches that has been merged into it. I hope everybody understands this. Yeah? What don't you understand? Is it the pushing or the master branch? That's what I'm saying. How many branches do you create now? Exactly. So that's if you come here, you see branch, master. That's the only branch you have right now. If I come back to my code and try to create other branches, we'll have other branches there. But we'll get to branches as soon as possible. But for now, we understand git push, clear to you, clear to everybody, git push. Eh? What do you want to?
Not exactly. Great. And what's really
and that's how you drag this profile from this place to like your GitHub file here.
Not necessarily. I'm putting how to get
Or from VS Code to
VS
GitHub. That's what I'm saying.
So not from GitHub to VS Code. After that, go to your VS Code. Yes, you must from that.
You use something here, source control.
Yes.
So you now commit it here.
Yes.
Okay, that's an extension. That's different. Now I'm showing you command line. This is extension. Extension, I don't like explaining. This is the basics. So I don't like explaining commit message and all the extension. I like explaining the code. It's command line. I understand what you're trying to say. You drag it into this place as long as your VS Code is connected with your GitHub. You can easily commit it, but I'm not really interested in explaining. Say I have it also. I'm not really interested in using this extension to explain. I want to explain it with the command line. This is like the major aspect of. Let me give us time to write code so that we can get back and ask questions also. Very important. Any question? What's it showing on your